Now, let's get into Royce Reed, y'all, because I'm gonna tell y'all, first of all, I feel like I have this same shit that she have on. It's actually sitting right over there. Mine is a little lighter, but I feel like I have this exact same hoodie cover thing. It's so comfortable when it's cold, child. But anyway, Royce got on TikTok and gave y'all a blow by blow of her experience of Dwight Howard after it came out that he and Amy Luciani's thirsty ass, y'all, ah, are engaged. Okay. After all of that, still committed. It's like, girl, nobody thought that you were going to break up with him because of anything Royce said, because Royce has already said this shit. Royce has already said a lot of these things.
Oh, really?
About him. Okay. Now y'all can go watch it because it's like 6 parts at this point, and I'm not about to go through all of that with y'all, but I'm gonna just basically break it down real quick. Roy said that, I mean, she talked about it on the Carlos interview last year too as well. But she talked about the fact that his brother, I believe, or sister or somebody might have assaulted him, which is why, I guess it was ignored when her son was assaulted by a nanny at Dwight Howard's house. To me, when we were listening to Drea Kelly talk to Carlos about how she felt like something was going on with her daughter calls her crying, but she can't get to her daughter, and the police tell her that she can't go and get her kid. The police tell her that there's nothing she can do. Even if her child is being harmed, you call the police will go over there, take the child, and put the child in CPS versus giving the child to their mother. So, you know what I mean? Like, when you put that in perspective, listening to Royce's story is just so much more understandable, right? I do feel like there's something about Royce that has a dark energy to me. Um, but at the same time, I feel like it's because of what her life has been like. And I also want to say I blame her father. Like, I feel like Royce must have a good relationship with her daddy, but I also feel like her daddy ain't shit. She might be mad at me for saying that, but specifically during her breakdown, she talked about when she initially got pregnant by Dwight. And I never felt like she was just some gimme girl trying to get with Dwight, because as long as we saw Royce was always working. So it never made sense to me for y'all to make it seem like, oh, she just wanted a baby with Dwight for money, when every time you turn around, she's somewhere working or doing a job. This is doing the basketball wives days, right? Either way, we didn't really know Dwight as much back then. So it was, take it or leave it, her story about him. But she said when she got pregnant for him, she wanted to have, she wanted to do away with it. And her dad told her, you was grown enough to lay down and have the baby, then you need to be grown enough to take care of it. I think that is some of the most abusive shit that you could have possibly did to your daughter. First of all, I can be grown and lay down and fuck somebody, and then be grown and go get, I can do both. I can be grown and do both of those things. Yeah. I can be grown, lay down, have sex with somebody, get pregnant, and then be like, you know what? I don't want this. I'm going to be grown and go get this. But she needed money. And back then it was harder to do than it has been in recent years. It's like, it's a long time ago. It's 2009. So to me, I felt like her dad is the reason why she's really in this situation, because he was the deciding factor. Because he said that she should keep the baby. Her mom didn't give her the money either. So I also look at the mom like, you ain't shit neither. So to me, when I say that Royce's energy is dark, I think that has a lot to do with her parents, because even though her parents probably have helped her and all of that, I blame her parents. So when she talks about how Dwight depleted her mom's savings account because he was trying to get all of this money from Royce, kept sending her to court over and over again. He's trying to deplete her financially as a way of abuse. I kind of felt like that's what your mama get. Maybe your mama should have used some of the money that was in that savings account and let you go get, a fetus deletus. Thank you. Okay. So that we wouldn't be in this situation right now. A lot of y'all are so anti that, but you don't realize the hell that everybody's about to go through because you want to feel like you want to punish a woman for having sex. When y'all force women to have babies, it's because you want to punish them for having sex. I don't care what you're talking about. You want to, guilt, shame. You shouldn't have had sex. You shouldn't have got pregnant. Now you got the baby. Now you're going to take care of it. I don't care. Well, guess what? Not everybody's life is worse because y'all wouldn't let that girl go get a fetus deletus. So I'm going to start off by saying that. To me, it seems as if not only was Dwight allowing people to harm the child by not being there, but also his own lifestyle. And I remember watching like a documentary. It might have been on the Lakers. It was a documentary on the Lakers, and he was a part of it. And when they were talking about it might not even have been the Lakers, but I just remember watching a sports documentary, and Dwight was speaking, and I was just like, something is wrong with that nigga. And then when you get into the religious factor, something is doubly wrong with that nigga. And I want y'all to pay attention. Anytime somebody doesn't like to wear condoms, likes to have sex with a whole bunch of different people, they do a whole bunch of shit that's anti-Christianity. But they use Christianity as a way to block accountability, and they use Christianity as a way to abuse other people. So when they do that, I need y'all to understand those people are of dark energy, and it's not about God. So anything they're telling you as it pertains to God is bullshit. It's bullshit, right? Y'all going to listen to her whole situation. But to me, this even more validates that Dwight Howard is abusive. He's a fucking weirdo, and he needs help mentally. She said he forced her to do certain things sexually that she didn't want to do. Amy, get ready to be doing painful anal sex like Cam Newton's girlfriend. Be prepared for that, because that's what that sounded like to me. She didn't want to have anal, and she had it with him anyway. She talked about times that he forced his crotch into her face so that he can force fellatio on her. And then when she talked about going to stay with him during the pandemic, after all of those things had happened, because she felt like she had no choice, and then one of the baby mamas died, and she was close to that baby mama. So it's like, okay, let's put the past in the past. I think that's crazy. I think that's wild for her to do. But I also understand how your family and the people around you will bully you into reconciling with somebody because that's the child's father. They will do that. And we've heard many stories about Dwight over the years. Dwight is not okay in the head as far as I'm concerned. So when Amy Luciani shows up dating him, honestly, I feel, y'all, it's going to sound fucked up. And I said this in the DMs with my girls, but I said, never in my life have I thought it was funny to watch a woman get into a relationship with a man that I know is probably going to abuse her. It has never been funny to me, because abuse is not funny. And I want to be very clear. Just because I don't like you doesn't mean that it's okay. Just because I am finding comedy in you signing up for your own, for your own ass whipping, because I feel like you a kind of ain't shit ass woman. I think Amy Luciani is an ain't shit ass woman. Watching her on reality TV and then watching this situation that's happening in real life, you give me an ain't shit ass woman, meaning that you don't care about anything besides what you want. You want a man, and that's all you care about. You don't care about the stories that people have told about him. You don't care about people's experiences of him. It has nothing to do with him being bisexual. Nothing to do with him liking trans women. Nothing to do with that. It has everything to do with how he used the court system to abuse Royce. It's about how he physically and sexually abused Royce, allegedly, because that's what she said. And also, it's the way he presents himself. Anytime y'all are clinging to Christianity, but showing us that y'all lives are extremely secular, I think y'all are fucking weird. Y'all are weird, and I don't trust you. Okay? Ain't nothing holy about it. But let's listen to this clip, and y'all understand why I really feel like, you know what, Amy? I'm excited about whenever this breaks up.
Somebody said, Amy, girl, you don't know what that man did in his past. See, that's why this person who just wrote that comment.
But God knows what you've done in your past.
I'm going to say it. That's why this person who wrote that comment.
But God know what you did in your past? Girl, what?
Will never get blessed like they supposed to.
Ever.
And he'll never get blessed like you're supposed to. Because we are telling her that she should maybe be careful of somebody that was accused of abusing a child. He hit the little boy, and the little boy had bruises on his body. He's been accused of pushing his dick in somebody's face. See, the difference between when we're trying to warn women about men that are abusive or not safe is because it's not safe for them. Travis Hunter is going to be fine because his 22-year-old girlfriend was out there thotting and bopping when she was 19 and 20, even though they're supposed to be in a relationship. She was thotting and bopping. I'm sure he was too, but y'all don't have evidence of that. But either way, when y'all get online and call her a hoe and tell him he need to be careful of her and all of that type of shit, I don't think that's the same thing as us telling Amy, this man has abused people. This man has been accused of this, this, and this. I don't think it's the same thing. I don't. I even wouldn't have anything to say if he was just a habitual cheater. If he was just a habitual cheater, I wouldn't even care about that. Because, bitch, you know what it is and you don't care. Y'all might have an open situation. I ain't worried about that. But actual physical and sexual abuse and all of that, I have an issue with that. And I think that is totally different than people just cheating or fucking. That to me, that's different. Okay? But the way he is going to tell us that everybody sins, and that's another thing y'all do that I can't like, that I can't get with. I can't get jiggy with that shit. Oh, y'all act like you ain't never sinned. What I know I ain't never done is push myself on nobody. I've never forcibly anybody. I've never pushed my crotch into a woman's face. I've never beat a child until they had bruises on their body. No, I've never done any of those fucked up things. Some of y'all act as if, oh, people, good people just do bad things sometimes. No, people are bad sometimes. They might have a little bit of good. They might be 70% bad and 30% good, bitch. That might be their makeup. Some of us are, more of a like an 80% good and a 20% bad, or a 70% good and a 30% bad. But him being 70% bad and 30% good is not the same thing as me being 70% good and 30% bad. It's not the same. Y'all do this all the time where y'all like, y'all act like y'all so holier than thou. Bitch, we are talking about crimes against humanity, my nigga. Like, stop acting like it's the same thing. Stop acting like lying about something or cheating. And there is habitual cheating that's abuse, yes. But it's not the same thing to me as what he's doing and what he's accused of doing. So when you get online and try to act like, oh, everybody's acting like they're holier than thou, cut it the fuck out.
They talking about something, my past. Everybody in the world got a past. But guess what? When you get into a relationship with somebody, you don't bring the past in the relationship. The past is the past for a reason. Somebody like you will be stuck in the past for the rest of your life. And you won't get the benefits and the blessings that you're supposed to get. Because you're worried about somewhere else and you worried about the past too much. Let it go.
And you'll end up, Amy, you'll end up in the same situation as his other baby mamas because you don't pay attention to patterns. It's not about the past. It's about patterns of behavior. Y'all don't seem to understand that if a person does not heal, if a person does not correct their bad behavior, they cycle. Especially abusive people, they cycle. It's so weird in 2024, almost 2025 to fucking tomorrow, that y'all don't understand that people love bomb you. And then eventually they start to abuse you. Just because you're not experiencing it right now, because he's using, his ends to make you feel like you finally with a tall nigga with money instead of a nigga that's shorter than you, that's a bum. So you all excited. He's a weirdo. She's a weirdo. And I can't wait for it all to come out in the wash. And I won't feel bad for her. It depends, but I won't feel bad for her. I won't, because I really, really feel like Amy is like the worst type of woman. And I think it has something to do with her mom and her sisters. This competitive relationship that you have with women. So any woman that is in such competition with another woman or other women for men, yeah, I think something's wrong with y'all. I don't think women should ever be in competition for a man. I don't. And I think it's weird when y'all do that. I think y'all look crazy and y'all always end up with egg on your face. You always end up looking fucking stupid. You always end up being abused or having something happen to you, which is the same shit that the previous woman said and told you about, but you wanted to act like they was hating on you and we still together. Girl, it's been 5 fucking minutes. You do not know that man. That's what everybody was saying. You do not know that man. We are talking about decade plus of information coming out on Dwight Howard. Decade plus of information that we can pick and deduce this nigga ain't quite right. And you decide to have a public relationship with him where you nanny boo-boo another woman, which is the same thing she was doing on Love and Hip Hop. She was sitting like literally putting herself in competition with women over niggas that didn't even want her. What she did with Scrappy, what she did with Chaotic. What was the other one that she was fucking with? But she consistently puts herself in competition with women over men that nobody should be competing for. Girl, where's your self-respect? Where's your self-respect? Like, where's the self-love? Because I don't see it. I don't see it. I'm sorry. And we don't know what's going on in these people's relationship. But the way she is going about it, the way she's trying to rub it in other people's face after all that, still committed. Y'all love to be in scenarios where y'all can feel like the world was against your love, but your love came out on top, like Portia and Simon. And then we gonna catch y'all in court arguing with each other, tiring us the fuck out on social media in a few months. Pay attention to patterns, bitches. Oh my God. Because they in first class? That's cute. That's cute. Be in first class. You're gonna be in first class getting your ass whipped. But you know, a lot of y'all don't understand the other option, because there's so many women that say shit like, I mean, would you rather cry in a Toyota or cry in a Bentley? Bitch, I'd rather not cry at all. How about that? How about that? I'd rather not cry at all, bitch. What's wrong with y'all? What's wrong with y'all? And listen, I think that Dwight and Amy will probably have a lot of fun in that relationship for a little while, just like Royce did. Just like Royce did. You'll have a little fun with him. You'll have a good time with him. Oh, yeah. You'll probably have some crazy sex shit happen to you. Maybe some painful anal sex, but you'll enjoy it. You know what I'm saying? Because sex is not about you enjoying it. It's about pleasing him, right? Right, Jazzy? I just want y'all to stop publicly depicting yourselves as like bearers of abuse. And I think for women, it is different because women are all being socialized to be this way. No matter what anybody's talking about, y'all really like to act like, you know, women at large are just out here being 304s and not giving a fuck about anything. But what we see more than not is women like Jazzy, women like Amy, women like Royce. Women who have been abused, mishandled to a degree that you don't normally see men being mishandled and disrespected. You just don't see it. I didn't forget about the WNBA girl. I didn't forget about her. I just don't care. Yeah, I know he was with somebody that played the WNBA. She was 19 years old. That relationship lasted for 6 months and then she left him. It's of no consequence. At the end of the day, he will cycle through women because it looks good publicly and because he's probably guilting and shaming himself about whatever he does with men because of the religion. Okay? And so you need a woman that has strong features and is tall and, you know, maybe can, if you squint, make you think about fucking a man. But yeah, they'll have fun. And we'll see how it all breaks down. Okay. But you know, girl, Amy's ex Mozzie had about 4 kids and Dwight has like 6 or 7 kids. Child, the way Royce, y'all got to go watch Royce's breakdown on TikTok. But the way she was talking about, oh, this baby came. I met him. He introduced me to this baby. Then I find out a couple of months later, this new baby came. You don't use condoms. You out here just having children recklessly. You are abusing the women you're in relationships with. You're using your money to abuse them in a court system. Yeah, this is not a good man to be in partnership with, because as soon as he gets upset with you, he's going to do the same shit to you. I didn't know he was a pastor. Yeah. Somebody ordained him. Somebody decided upon that. See, that's how you know you can't trust that shit. Because why the fuck would y'all make him a pastor? Out of all the people. He can't even put a condom on his dick. And you gonna make him a pastor? Girl. Okay, so that's what I thought. I didn't know he was a pastor or anything. When I was listening to the story, she said he was with a pastor. He was on the phone with a pastor. There was like a phone conversation that was recorded and put out there. But it doesn't even matter because he still likes to tote around religion as if it makes him appear better than he actually is. And that's what I really pay attention to. People who use religion as a way to protect their image, but they don't really use religion as it, or the spiritual practice, they don't use it as it pertains to personal growth or how they treat other people. It goes completely out the window when they get angry with somebody. So yeah, I didn't hear that he was one, but I heard he was with one. Okay. And people like him, they do like, they get all wrapped up in church, and then they like to go and, become ministers and all that type of guy. I ain't got time for all that. Okay. I ain't got time for that. So anyway, that's that on that. Good luck to them. I'm excited and very happy for Amy and for Dwight Howard, because something tells me we will continue with everything falling out of the closet in 2025, and we'll see how that one reveals itself.